You guys hear me? I know you guys can see me. Can you hear me? Is the music still playing? Yeah, music's still playing. Pretty good. Nice. All right, now where we were when we left off, before my laptop battery died, is I know that this Gen 5 requires more power. Everything requires more power. The CPU requires more power. The GPU requires more power, which is why I upgraded the power supply. I remember having... Girl, where is that box? Because it would have the other threaded cable. Because this is an old cable from a weaker power supply. That's my issue. To all my PC part builders out there, that's my question right now. Do you think I could use a different cable from a different power supply for my motherboard? I think it should be fine. It doesn't look threaded or braided like my other ones do. I've got so many of these cables lying around. And I'm going to use this one. This one's new. It's the same type, but it looks better. So that's what we're going to do. Do I see any threaded cables? I've got all my stuff here. I'm not seeing any threaded ones. Yeah, I think that's what I've got. I think it should be okay. Irregular. Do you think... So this is a CPU PCIe. It's an 8. It's an 8 cable, or an 8 tab cable. It's not threaded like this one. I think it should be okay, right? It looks like it's like the SATA cables that are in here, but I plugged one of those SATA cables in here and that's fine. I think this will be okay. I'm doing great, Carter. How are you doing, my man? So let's just do that now. So we were on power supply stuff, and I don't think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to plug this right here. We're going to route this up to here, because that goes into the top of the motherboard. It just doesn't look as robust, like meaning as durable or as clean, but I think it'll be okay. I don't see it being an issue. I did not want to just do what I just did. Fudge-a-roni. Fudge on a stick. Need to get those cables back up. So those need to go into the motherboard. Oh, maybe I should do that now. So we have that cable. We have what we've got. We've got the extra cable in. Let's go ahead and put the power supply back in. And let's start troubleshooting that. And let's start plugging. That's like the hardest part, to be honest with you, of PC building, is the wiring, in my opinion. It's making sure you have the right wires in the right places. Before I do this, let's make sure I have all of these cables up here. So that's up, that's up, that's up, that's up. This is the back here now. He's my friend. He's up. He's up. I'd love to get these cables out of the way. Okay. Let's get this power supply in. Ooh. Chillin'. hardest part about the build is what we're dealing with right now. Just getting everything hooked into the motherboard and making sure everything from the power supply is in the motherboard. No! Building a computer, I mean, listen, it's tedious. That's really the only thing that I'll say about it. It's not complicated, it's just tedious. You gotta make sure all the right screws are in the right place, and you have to make sure that all the plugs are in the right place. But once you've got that, guys, I'm telling you, if an old guy like me can learn this stuff at age, how old was I when I started learning how to do this stuff? 30, oh geez, I was 40, so I was 37. Young 37. No one's calling me old on stream. So let's get the power supply back mounted. Good. It's just screws, man. The hardware part, in my opinion, is the easiest part. The hard part, again, in my opinion, is this upside down? Did I have it the other way? No, because I didn't do that. But there's 4 screws and I only see 3. 1, 2. I had 4 screws in this bad thing. I only see 3 screws. Oh, there's the 4th. Yep, there's the 4th. I see it. I was like, I know I didn't flip this thing. Right, mine wasn't that hard to build. Yeah, you just gotta be patient. That's all it is. You'll figure it out. I mean, guys, we live in such an amazing time in the world right now where there's tutorials and videos, step by step, explaining how to build everything. I mean, I knew nothing about building furniture back in 2021, or building a deck, and I built both of those. And I did help him with a lot of that work, which prepared me for using power tools and stuff. But really, if you have a question on anything, go to YouTube, man. That's why I wanted to be a YouTuber. I was sick of watching people on something that I wanted to be on. Valerie Moreno, 7053. What's up, Valerie? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for watching. Alright, so I think we got all of our power connections good. Let's fire up. Let's get this thing back on its back. And let's see about connecting everything to the motherboard again. We already have 2 connections to the motherboard. Let's see what it looked like before. Let's take a look at the video. So I know both of these go up here. I know this one was the main one, so let's do that first. The power, one of the main powers. This is the CPU power, actually. Yeah, and that's why it needs 2, because this CPU has got major juice going to it. There's one. Where's the other one that I just put in here, Bo? There it is. I see it. I think these are the hardest plugs to screw in. It's on the top left-hand side of your motherboard, and it's the CPU power cables from your power supply. That cable has the longest distance to travel, so you got to get it in like the perfect position to get it into your motherboard. And they're in. All right, CPU done. That's at the bottom. Photos. And all the plugs, guys, there's very specific plugs that go into a motherboard. I just saw, by the way, that they have motherboards where all the connectors are on the back. It's about frickin' time. That is so cool. I wonder what PCs are going to look like in the future. That's crazy. And most motherboards, like I said, they're the same. So I'm just using a picture from my old motherboard, where the connections were, to see where the new connections are. Okay, the one with the tag was the next one. The one with the tag. This was the next one. Is this just a 4-pin? It's just a 4-pin. 4 pins of USB. It's probably a USB to the case. The top ones. Some cases have USB slots on the top. Slides right in. Alright. Plug and shove. Let's go. That's the 3. Yep, I know exactly where this goes. They glued it on. What a bunch of jackasses. Oh, and it's got a little guy, too. That's a little 3er. Let's see what the 3er is. Okay. Alright, that's okay. I come from the garden. That's okay. Is that new education? I know that. It's from Scarface, guys. It's a great movie. You should go check that out. Yeah, and I just did something you're not supposed to do. I just bent some pins. But you can bend it back. Soggy Noodle, what's up, Soggy Noodle? Side on that side. Let's see if we can do this. Perfect, slide right in. Slid right in. Boy, that's easy. USB, so that'll go right there. USBs are 4-pin. Good. And there's 2 slots for this guy, and I guarantee you, yep, this guy goes right here. This is another one, so this one. Let's check and see. Yep, those are switched. That ain't fitting. Oh, we can get plenty of play this way. Nice. Crisis averted. But alright. We're just hooking up everything back to the motherboard, guys. That's the stuff that we're on right now. Baby ones. What are these babies? The little baby ones that go on the right that I never know where they go. I think that's literally the only one we've got left. all the way on the right, huh? Let's see here. Does it even matter, dude? Does it even matter? They're for the panel. Oh, one's for the power, so that's going to be important. You got the two for. SPK PLED1. That's what that one's saying. What's this one? This one's power LED. See the power LED. HDD LED. Perfect. All right. Got our last two plugs, guys, on the motherboard. Them. These two should work. Feed juice also to the power switch from the motherboard. Electricity is one hell of a thing, guys. Lucky we grew up in a time with it. Alright. I think that's it. Let's make sure though. Let's double check and make sure there's no cables lingering. That's crazy. After the power went off on my laptop because it wasn't plugged in, because I forgot to plug it in, TikTok just automatically started again. It's crazy. It's not going anywhere. I think it'll be safe for us. Just see that spare PCI. Which is the graphics card, which I definitely want. Graphics card. Okay. And we're chilling. I think that we just did the hard part. Hard part's done. Motherboard's wired up. Now we won't know for sure until we power it on, but... what does this do? Okay. Please fit. Please don't tell me I did that. That takes so much time. Got it, yes. Come on. One more. One more to do. This goes to that. Yeah, and we've got a bunch of them, so we'll be fine with though. Super. Come on, bro. It's a 4. That's a 4. Shit. Alright. Let's go. Let's see, no little connectors. Nope. Awesome! Yes! Let's go! Motherboard. Essentially done. Now we just gotta connect the AIO. We're gonna seat the AIO, and then we're gonna have to connect it to the motherboard. But back of the computer stuff, the hard part is done. At least with hardware. Like I said, software, Windows, all that stuff, that's where the real work begins. Alright guys, so here's what we're dealing with. The connectors I was worried about are down here. Right down there. This is what it looks like now. That's the processor. We'll put some thermal paste on there. We'll put the AIO cooler in. AIO cooler connects up at the top of the motherboard. And those pins right there. Get that real good. Okay. AIO time, baby. Which I think is also... AIO is more annoying. It's not that it's difficult. Like I said, it's just annoying. Because you're dealing with thermal paste, and you want to make sure the thermal paste is on right and all that good stuff. Thermal paste we bought at Best Buy. I have not been at Best Buy in a long time. I ordered some on Amazon. It'd be good to have spare thermal paste. I spent $2 to get it overnight, and I think it cost me like $7 or $8. So, glad I have fingernails so I can get this tape off. Come with a little spoon too. Come on, spoon. An applicator kit. Corsair. I know a lot of people talk crap on Corsair. I like Corsair. What the hell is this? I don't know what this is. I'm just going to use this to... thermal paste that. My last one came with a little, like, fork. This is fine, too. Instructions and you don't want to overdo it with thermal paste, guys. You want enough. Why would they do it like this? You know what? I'm gonna look up a video right now. Best way to apply thermal paste. A dot, an X. There's lots of different ways to do it. I just want to see. I think I'd remember. Best way to apply, and then thermal paste. Oh wow, cross for the win. I'm gonna do a cross. Mount the AIO first. That's the question. I think we do. So I think we're jumping the gun a little bit. That. So let's do this. Yeah, radiator in, and intake through the front. So this will be one of our intakes. So all the fancy intake. Guys, there's a huge difference between intake and not intake. That. I should clean the thermal paste off this too. I used this one before. Alright, thermal paste is off the heat sink. This needs to be down. Like that, right? This is going to mount like this. It's easy when you buy things new because there's instructions for everything. When you're using old parts, you kind of have to use your memory and kind of go off of what you last remembered. Yeah, that's exactly how it goes. These things are going to be... Irregardless, it's going to be ridiculous. I want them up or down? Ooh, that is the question. I think we'll have it up. Right, radiators in. I'm pretty sure the radiators are what screw this thing in. Almost positive. Yeah. So we're putting the radiator in the front. That's the only place it'll fit in this case. My case, I have it mounted in the top. I like that look better, and I like the functionality of that better. This is going to be the intake. Yeah, because the rest are exhaust fans. So we'll put this like this. And then this guy's going to have to do some gymnastics. Get around and do that, because I don't want my... Yep, that's what we'll do. Okay. Let's just see, because these are all mine. Yep, these are my screws. And they've got washers. The other ones didn't have washers. Money. Still going strong on YouTube. Still going strong on YouTube. I'm gonna talk to my wife real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. AFK. BeauDeez is AFK. Not a lot, baby girl. This is really good. back. Alright. Now let's get to installing this AIO cooler and these fans. Like I was saying before, it's very important you know which side's the intake, which side's the exhaust. So the back of the fan is where air comes out. So I'm going to want to face these forward. Okay? Yes. Uh-huh. That's what we're going to do. We're going to face these forward. And we also have to hook these up. So, got our radiator. And our 3 fans, which on the new one, they're magnetic. They connect really easily. It's freaking sweet. So this should be fun for this. Okay. I'm remembering some stuff. Wait a second. Hold on. Something is not making sense. Because these won't go together because they're in a loop. Where are they? D1 to D1. Ah, shit. Really don't have to look this up. Why would I unplug that, Bo? You wouldn't. And this probably goes to that 3-pin connector down there. This is the LC360. Let's see. $10 minutes? Who's got 10 minutes? I'm not watching that. Shorts. Okay, that's how it came. That thing pops off, you've got to be kidding me. I had it crooked the entire time. Interesting. Okay. Okay. We gotta start the fans in first. Just come into this side. Very rarely do you escape building a PC without having to go to YouTube. So I wouldn't, but so that'll be. Guys, talking to yourself is actually incredibly therapeutic. And good when you're building stuff, when you're trying to figure stuff out. So if we put the fan orientation right here. I should do this. Alright. Let's do it. How much more? We gotta do the AIO, which we're doing right now. So first I gotta get the fans installed onto the AIO. Then we'll install the AIO radiator with the fans into the case. And then after that, we will install the heatsink from the AIO onto the CPU. And then after that, that's it. It's done. Something I learned when I was, well, if you screw together anything, but really when you're building furniture and stuff, don't tighten screws right away. It's like a rule of thumb. Because if you don't tighten them all the way, you do have some play where you can move things around and make sure things fit exactly where they're supposed to. There's got to be some washers in here, right? 3 and 4. Here's 2 more. It's in. Sure is. Wait a second. That cable. Fitting. Of play, but it'll work for us. All right, I'm starting to see the other washers. Orion, what time do you usually stay up till at night? $2 a.m. Crazy. why kids call themselves 2 a.m. on Fortnite? I only have 3. Oh, well, I have to make it work for 3. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to do it that way. It'd have to be the other way. Like the one on the back. Which has screws for it also. I think this is the better way. This is the way. That last one not hitting. It's not threading. See, this is the tedious part. This is the tedious part of the build. You know what we should do? Unscrew the lead. Let's put that one in first. That's it. There we go. Number 2 is in. We're using 3, so I don't have a 4th one. I don't know where it is. To be completely honest with you. Hey, Dominator, what's up, my man? We are upgrading the stream PC, so you guys have a better viewing experience. So we're taking my old gaming PC that I had back in March. I replaced the CPU, the motherboard, and the AIO cooler. And I've just got the old motherboard, the old AIO, which is your CPU cooler, and the old CPU just sitting around. I wanted to do this for months now, so I'm just finally getting it done now because I'm starting to notice that my shorts don't look very good because the processor's dropping frames because it's an older processor. So we're upgrading the processor, we're upgrading the RAM, we're upgrading the motherboard, and we're upgrading the AIO. Colors don't match, but I'm at the point now, I don't even look at my streaming PC, so it sits behind a bunch of monitors. Let's go, you got this, Orion. I love the positivity, man. Alright. Now the AIO is hooked up. Now let's make sure I know how to wire this thing. Let me take a look at this video. Okay, so we have an additional one. That's what it is. Alright. Crisis averted. Another crisis averted. Let's go. Let me wash my hands real quick. So I'm about to touch the CPU. Alright. Yep, we did. Perfectenschlag. Now we're ready to install the AIO, guys. That's exciting. Install the AIO radiator, and then we're going to install this thing on top. So let's slide this over. Fits in nicely. There we go. Let's go. I don't want that to fall on the CPU. There's plenty of room up here. There we go, I can see the holes. All right. Let's get back into our handy dandy bag of screws. I wonder where that extra screw went. Probably threw it away in the move. Oh well. So we just connect the fans to the radiator of the AIO, and now we're connecting the radiator with the fans connected to our case. again, we're not tightening our screws all the way. We're just making sure we've got just enough to where it'll hold things. I feel like Bob Ross. We're just gonna paint some pretty trees. Look at this little tree right here. Pretty little tree. That's crazy. I'm probably gonna get a new case for this and I'll have to do this all over again. But for right now, it works. Everything works. Same screw head. These are all the same. Alright. I think 4 screws will do it, but we'll do 6 to 8. Tighten our screws now. Okay. Yep, done with that. All right. Now I think that's a spare. And for cable management, let's try to pull these all through. And I think this just goes down below. And the USB headers are movable. One like this. That's a big one. Hold on a second. There. Top on the side. Consult the video again. Leanne! What's up, Leanne? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for watching. he installed thermal paste before. So let's go ahead and get that done. Here's thermal paste time, guys. I think we're gonna do the X. Let me get my screws out. 2. Thank God I found these, man. I did not want to go to Home Depot tonight and get new ones. It's a messy X, but it's an X. Should work. All right. Big moment here. Let's get this guy on. Money. All right. Two. Yeah, and I'm off camera doing this. Sorry, guys. Yeah, let's get you. Instead of looking at the power drill, you guys should have said something. Three, four. I'm just hand tightening these. If you over tighten these, sometimes it can be an issue. Hand tight. Perfect. All right. That goes up to the USB fan header. This guy, I'm not sure where it goes yet. That's going to be interesting because it's already taken up. I don't know where I'm going to put it. Shoot. And one of these came unplugged too. All right. I think we're ready to stand it up. can find a connector for this. It's this that I'm worried about. I don't know where there's a header for that on the USB. Let's see where he connects it.
And then we'll push the access cable through to the back. And as well, I'm just going to put our USB cables through to the back as well. Our CPU fan header is this one next to the pump header. So I'm going to bring the cable coming from the fans on the radiator through the cutout, line it up with the header, push it into place, and then pull the access cables through to the back. Our AIO has some plastic protection we can remove. We've got a USB 2.0 header down here, so I'm going to bring the USB cable coming from our pump down to the bottom, line it up and push into place, and then pull the access cable through to the back. We've got two RGB headers down at the bottom of the motherboard, so I'm going to bring the RGB cable coming from...
Yeah, I'm going to have to figure that out. One of these is going to have to come unplugged. So we're going to have to figure that out right now. Which one of these two? What do they go to? What does this guy go to? What's this big guy? And that goes to... That's the fan header right here, no. Keeps going up and it goes around. That's to the USB up top, which I don't use. I think I'm going to unplug that. Let's figure this out real quick. That's one. This is two. That's a no three. Three. That's the extra one. So this one goes right here, and this is connected like so. Let's twist that. We're looking up my AIO. I've got a, what is this? Oh, it's a 4-pin. Oh, interesting. No, but it's got to go to one of these two down here. I need to figure out what the other one goes to. Let's lead these, though, really quickly. I know just where we're going to lead them. We're going to lead them out right here. Lead all this mess out in the back. Trying to be honest with you, I'm probably not even going to put the back onto this thing. Just for air. Because I don't see this one. I don't see this PC at all. It's hiding behind one of my other big monitors. That just came unplugged. Lovely. Plug her back in. That's the AIO pump. Right there. AIO pump hooked up to the motherboard. Nice. Do I want to wrap that around? Actually, I think I do. Let's wrap that around the AIO. For a cleaner look, even though aesthetics really don't mean a whole lot to me. This goes to the RGB. All right. Ooh, I know what I'm going to do with this. Hold on. All right. Cable to the AIO is good. I need to figure out which one of these USBs at the bottom I'm going to unplug. Let's figure out this one. I think I need to cut that so I can truly see where it's going. This big guy and this big guy. That one says USB on it, but doesn't mean goes to, we're following. I think this one goes to the USB ones on top. And I don't ever use those. Pretty sure it's this one. We're gonna unplug that. It's the case USB. I'm not gonna use any of the case USBs, I never do. And now let's put this one in instead and see what we get. We won't find out, of course, till we power the thing on. But all right, I think it's in. Yep, it's in. All right. 1, 2, 3. And this is probably to the RGB. And this can go to any USB, I would imagine. Yep, there's one right there. What do they say, though? RGB header. Let me double check that video, make sure this guy plugged in all of these. I'm pretty sure that's to the RGB. It's an RGB header. Pretty sure that's the RGB cord. And that's a spare. All right. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure the RGB is done now. Or the AIO is done. Which I think is the last step, guys. This thing popped off. Fudge. I can't get this cord in. Why can't it be a USB-C? There you go, got it. Now we just have to reseat the GPU, plug that in. We have to get our network connector in, plug that in. I think we're done. D-Fly, what's up, my man? I hate these RGBs, man. I almost wish I went fan cooled.
On the radiator, I'll lower the radiator down. Now, what is important bottom, and when I install the base thing is to have the cables running up to the top of it, and then all I'm got thumb screws with a little lip through to the back, and as well I'm just going to put our USB cables through to the back as well. Our CPU fan header is this one next to the pump header, so I'm going to bring the cable coming from the fans on the radiator through the cutout, line it up with the header, push it into place, and then pull the excess cable through to the back. Our AIO has some plastic protection we can remove, cable through to the back. We we've got two RGB headers down at the bottom of the motherboard, so I'm going to bring the RGB cable coming from the fans on the radiator through, line it up.
Missed one thing. Missed one. Alright. Let me see where it should go. Yep. There we go. Alright. Okay. Got it flat again. Now let's put the internet back in it. 2.5 gig adapter. That's going to be a piece of cake. Money. Screw that in with our mounting screws that we got with the case. That's the case one. Alright. That's not going anywhere, right? That's a little bit of play, but not a ton. Let's tighten it a little bit more, see if we can get rid of that play. I'd like to only use one of these on this. Yep, that's in. Graphics card time. Most important, most expensive part of the PC. Ugh. Got you a new home, kind of. The last graphics card that RVGA ever made, the RTX 3090 Ti FTW. Literally the last one they ever made. Oh man, this thing barely fits, bro. Oh, is it gonna fit in here? Dude, do not tell me this right now. I'm gonna have to take the AIO out and reconfigure it. Oh, dude, don't tell me that right now. Fudge. Alright. I think it's gonna fit. Yeah, we got it. We got it. I'm just trying to... I can't see where the pens are going. I think it's in. Looks like it's in. I don't want pinching this cable though. Now it's out again. You know what I need to do? I need to take out what I just put in. I need the extra play. I can fit that in easily afterwards. I should have done this first. Let's take that out. Nope, don't do that. Shit. Feels like it's in. All right. Let me see if I can get this mounted in. We have no music going. Sorry about that, guys. We should have one more of these. Yep, we do. All right. So let's make sure that this isn't missed. I mean, that's not there. That's not there. CPU and the CPU. The GPU back up to the power supply. There's two. We just need the third one now. There we go. Good. 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 Now we just need to hook in this guy. We're done. And the software. The fun part. This one to go in. So, this way. It's in. That didn't work. Oh, what is this? Is this plastic? Why doesn't it stick to the magnet? That's interesting. Can't screw this one. Why is it the last thing? It's always the first one. Alright, now it's ready. And we're done. Looks good. Now the nerve-wracking part, which is seeing if it works. This. Let's move this.
Access granted.
My least favorite part's going to be cleaning up everything. You guys can see what I see. Ooh. for it to go home. Good thing I lift weights. Oh man, this thing's heavy. Power supply hooked up. Let's get a keyboard and a mouse hooked up to it, and a monitor. Whoa. There's the PC right there. There's the screen to the PC. There's the PC. I can't see chat. Let me see chat. All right. What we're gonna do is flip on the power supply and see if we get a signal. Look at everything. Fingers crossed, guys. This is a big moment right now. Big moment. When we flip the power supply, we should get 2 lights on here, and we should get a light on the motherboard. Let's see. Here, hold on. Where's my rag? Let me clean the RGB off of the computer. Alright. Put the power supply on. There's nothing. Motherboard came on. You guys see? Let me see. I'm watching it with you. Yep. So the power supply is on. We got the RGB header installed properly. Let's see if we can power it on. Oh man, moment of truth. Power button doesn't work. Power this off. Unhook this. Let's see, I have a feeling I unplugged the wrong thing down in the bottom. Well, if I'm never gonna see that, does it even really matter, Bo? Let's try it. Let's try to unplug this. Let's try to plug in the thing that we unplugged. Where's my flashlight? I don't care about the RGB. I really don't. It's one of 2 things where it's not powering on. fine. Let's push the power supply back in. Alright, motherboard has power. Let's see if that works. Yep. again. I don't know, guys. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I think I'm gonna shut it down for tonight. Try to do this in the morning. I was hoping this would work, but it doesn't. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I'm gonna try to tackle this though tomorrow. Take care, guys. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow.